I am joining you today from the place where it all started, Villanova Law School, where my legal education began, and I met my husband, Tom, on the first day of classes. Here, I was infused with the Augustinian values of truth, humility, community, and to work for the common good. These values, with your support, guide me to do everything in my power to move this wonderful association forward in a positive way. When I think about the important mission and the history of our 126 years of service to the administration of justice in this Commonwealth, I realize that this is a very high honor for me to serve as your president. We are committed that no one on account of poverty is denied their legal rights. We uphold the honor and dignity of the bar. We promote diversity through the legal profession. I will this year reach a milestone of many years of legal practice. I truly enjoy being a lawyer. I enjoy interacting with each one of you, whether it's during stressful times, the pandemic, or now, hopefully, we're returning to normal times. I enjoy supporting your well-being, and I am optimistic that we will emerge from this pandemic stronger and better than ever. While my service as president began earlier than expected, I stepped into the office of the presidency with the assurance and good counsel of the other presidential officers, Jay Silverblatt, past President Ann John, as well as Mike McDonald, incoming vice president, and PBA staff, Barry and Fran in particular. I appreciate the excellent work of our chair of the House of Delegates, Denny Morton, who has presided over 1 in-person and 3 virtual meetings. Great job, Denny. Thank you so much for all that you do. I want to also recognize the excellent work of our treasurer, Jim Antonio, and our secretary, Beverly Rampole, as well as the work of our entire Board of Governors who've continued to serve during this last year with dignity and respect and have worked very hard. As we now move into the start of my planned term, I plan to continue to work on important issues, including the comprehensive ethics opinion on remote work. The Pennsylvania Bar Association was the state bar association to issue an opinion to guide those of us working at home and remotely. This opinion got a lot of media coverage and was adopted by some of the other state bars. The opinion stated that during the pandemic, we should avoid sharp practices. We should grant extensions. We should avoid taking any sort of litigation advantage while in the pandemic. This type of guidance helps not only lawyers and their clients, but it dovetails with our core values of professional civility. It also supports one of our other values of where we support remote work, we're also helping lawyers avoid stress in the practice of law and enjoy a better quality of life and avoid harm to their health or their mental health. We have shown that we are capable of working remotely, and we should help and continue to help our lawyers be able to balance their personal with their professional lives. We will also continue to study the work of the Joint Task Force on Continuity and Delivery of Legal Services, which was chaired by the Honorable Thomas Vinaski. This 33-member task force, of which I was a member, did extensive research and study, collected a lot of information to see how the pandemic affected the delivery of legal services. There were suggestions from numerous sources, and some of the things that we will want to look at is whether we need to advance our technology, Do we need to have statewide electronic filing? This report was shared with the governor and others in the executive branch, as well with the legislative branch and the administrative office of the Pennsylvania courts. Going forward, we will examine how can technology help our practices and the justice system, while recognizing the benefit of in-person interactions as well. We also need to recognize that pro se litigants do not necessarily have access to computers or to the internet. And so we also need to be able to provide equal access to those litigants as well. On the subject of advancing diversity, equity, and inclusion, the pandemic has presented particularly stressful challenges for women and minorities in the legal profession. For example, women have borne the brunt of childcare, homeschooling, taking care of elderly members of the family or ill family members. Surveys have shown that many women have left the practice of law during the pandemic or are at a higher risk of doing so. Unfortunately, the legal profession sometimes blurs the lines between office time and personal time, making women who are mothers experiences particularly more difficult and challenging. At the same time, the PBA has been conducting programs virtually via technology, which has helped the PBA become more accessible to everyone. We also know that while women in the legal profession have advanced in some respects and continue to graduate from law schools in substantial numbers, women still are promoted at a slower rate than their male counterparts. And attorneys of color face even greater challenges. We need to continue to address equity in the legal profession and address the real issues our members and constituents face. As the largest bar association in Pennsylvania, we must continue to promote access to the legal profession and to widening our circles and standing against discrimination and harassment on account of gender, race, ethnicity, or otherwise. We need to build inclusive networks, work with other affinity bars, bring more voices and young and diverse lawyers into the room where it happens. We must speak out on important issues affecting lawyers and the judiciary. The judiciary is a co-equal branch of government and must be treated as such. We must continue to ensure adequate funding at all levels of the judiciary, and we will continue to oppose punitive legislative efforts to carve up our appellate courts into separate geographic areas for the purpose of electing judges who will render decisions that will have statewide application. The Pennsylvania Bar Association will continue to have great relationships with our county bars. We want to work and support each other. We want to support your goals, your events and activities. And I stand ready and willing to attend in person or virtually any events you may plan. At the same time, we all stand, all of our bar associations, in support of the rule of law and equal access to justice. And we are all prepared to speak up where necessary to protect and advance these important principles. On the subject of attorney wellness, this has been brought now into the Pennsylvania Bar Association mainstream. The pandemic has shown that we need to practice things like mindfulness, taking breaks, having walks, finding our happy place where we can escape from the stress and the practice of law. The Pennsylvania Bar has helped to address lawyer wellness by helping us to organize programs where we've had succulent plantings, chocolate tastings, wine tastings, yoga, virtual walks, and more. As someone who has spent a lot of time working for and with the Quality of Life Balance Committee, I personally will continue to advance wellness in the legal profession by encouraging law firms and legal employers to sign a wellness pledge and to be more accommodating in order to help lawyers avoid stress and burnout. We are all looking forward to a return to normal and seeing each other again. This upcoming year will be a year of continuing our great work, continuing to build our relationships, and holding in-person events with appropriate precautions. I'm very happy to announce that on September 23rd and 24th, we will be holding a Back to the Bar event at Skytop Lodge, which has lots of open space for leaders of sections and committees, as well as anyone who might want to come and enjoy the meetings and network virtually or in person. More details will be forthcoming, so wait for some further announcements. Also, I am thrilled to also let you know that the mid-year meeting in 2022 has been scheduled to be held on February 2nd through the 6th, 2022 at the Hyatt Regency Coconut Point Resort and Spa of Bonita Springs, Florida. This is a very large property with many pools, a spa, also a private island where you have a lovely beach, and we will be holding excellent CLEs, and there will be a lot of opportunity to network between the bench and the bar. PBA membership is more important and of greater value than ever. Without the PBA and all the Zoom meetings, practicing law would have been very lonely over the last year or so. Bar membership allowed us to see each other in virtual meetings, stay connected, network, receive a multitude of CLE offerings and some free programs as well. Our membership is strong and our CLE programs and free programs were extremely well attended. As we go back to what the new normal may be, we need to help our members think about how to navigate the new normal. How can we use technology more effectively? While some of us may be zoomed out, I believe that we probably will have some virtual meetings and that some of them will be here to stay. But we all need to adopt to using the best of what technology has to offer, while at the same time perhaps attending and arranging for a blend of in-person and virtual meetings. Our board retreat in the end of June will be held in the suburbs of Philadelphia at a place which has a lot of outside open space, very socially distanced. The YLD is planning its YLD retreat in State College in July, with only members attending. We envision more ways of doing business and conducting events, with some participating, as I said, in person and others remotely. On the subject of civility, with your support, we're hoping that the Civility in the Profession Committee will become a standing committee. This committee was created by past President Ann John and has received very good support from our members. Now more than ever, I believe that we need to work hard to ensure that our lawyers are perceived as role models and advocates for maintaining civility and professionalism in the practice of law and as citizens. We are proud to be lawyers, and with that comes higher responsibility. We should act with respect and not disparage one another and not disparage the courts. We all need to take a deep breath, be kind, patient, and courteous in everything that we do. I now want to thank many of you, particularly those who have mentored and supported me over the years. To the 5 past women presidents, Leslie Miller, Gretchen Mundorf, Sarah Austin, Sharon Lopez, and Ann John, I'm happy to be in your ranks. I was the 6th-woman chancellor of the Philadelphia Bar Association, and now I am the 6th-woman president of the Pennsylvania Bar Association. So it appears that 6 may be my lucky number. To Zone 1 and the Philadelphia Bar Association, you are the best. I have so many friends there, so many past chancellors that I've worked with, and the current chancellor who I've also worked with and know very well. You are all the best, and thank you so much for your continuing support. This is a huge honor, and I will make all of you very proud. To our Pennsylvania Bar members, thank you for your membership, your contributions to the bar, and your kind words that many of you have shared with me over the last 3 weeks or so. I also want to extend thanks to my law firm, Wilson, Elser, Moskowitz, and Edelman and Dicker, where I work in the Philadelphia office of a national firm with over 33 offices. My firm supported me when I was chancellor and now is supporting me again as the Pennsylvania Bar president. I am very appreciative to my family for supporting me. My husband, Tom, and I have both been blessed to raise a family of 3, Lindsay, Lauren, and Michael, while becoming and remaining very active in bar service. My children have all attended many bar events and retreats over the years. My father, Mike Yasenko, has also attended many bar events over the years and has always supported my professional activities. Thank you to my family for your love and support and for being there with me along this journey. I personally have seen firsthand the time and commitment of being the Pennsylvania Bar president. And I am ready, willing, and able to serve. To my husband, Tom, who could have imagined the journey we would take when we met on the first day at Villanova Law and later got married at the Villanova Chapel on campus. How our journey would begin and how our journey would continue. Thank you so much, Tom, for being part of my journey. And thank you to everyone for being here today. And I look forward to being your president. Thank you very much.